Okay, everybody. So let's see here. All right. So, oh my goodness, who is coming in here? I am so happy to see everybody today. Everybody. So let's see here. Is somebody, let me just hold on. Yes, who is coming in here? I am so happy to see everybody today. Everybody. Okay, there we go. Okay, I hear myself coming from all directions. That's always scary. Okay, so here we go. Those of you who are here with me on Zoom, welcome. I am so happy you're here. I'm going to look and see who is here in a moment. And those of you tuning in on YouTube, I love you. I'm so happy you're here. And if you're wondering how to even be on Zoom for this amazing event, you'll just want to make sure that you are on my email list because I do send links to Zoom for events like this to people on my email community. And you can do that at veronicacresto.com. Okay, so as more people are coming in, let's take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Another deep breath in and exhaling it out. The deepest breath really that you've taken all day today. Exhaling it out, just making space for grace, releasing, letting go, making space. So if you could just keep your palms in receptivity mode, we are going to be stepping into some powerful receiving. We're talking today about accelerating manifestation. And today you're really going to discover in this mini workshop how incredibly powerful you are. This is an accelerated manifestation workshop. It's sprung out of an experience I just had. And if you're on my newsletter, you know I'm very eager to share this with you because my mind is sort of blown. And it just rehashed all the times in my life that I have manifested things incredibly powerfully. And it led me to actually sit and interview friends of mine and ask them, and I'm going to be asking you this today, have you ever manifested something passively? And many of you are driven like me, so you create powerfully and you can make things happen. Sometimes that can be to a fault, to, burn out, those sorts of things. But what about when we want something, we're crystal clear, we have like a yes, that's what I choose. And then we forget about it and then it just pops into our reality. Why does that happen? So I've been doing some research. I've been sitting with amazingly powerful friends of mine and getting curious about what they've manifested. How did they do it? What was their energy? Where was their mind? What weren't they doing? That's a key factor as well. And I've had a pretty big lesson recently, which I'm so excited to share with you, because there's one thing in my life I have not been able to manifest. And it has rubbed me not in a good way, like it's just rubbed me the wrong way for over a decade. And this morning, when I was creating the final strokes on this beautiful curriculum, sort of touching it up, I was sitting in meditation and I went, whoa, okay, got it. That's why that particular thing hasn't manifested for me yet. So we're going to talk about some incredible things that have manifested, how they manifested. And before we dive into the curriculum and the clarity questions, I'm going to be guiding you through some questions. So please do have your notebook and a pen. I'm going to be guiding you through these questions. But what I really want is to just tap into what have you manifested in your life like that? Like there wasn't a struggle. There wasn't like fighting against what is. You just sort of had a real yummy feeling. And those of you here with me on Zoom, I would love to hear, have you ever manifested something passively, like really easily? It felt like magic. You were just like, how did this happen? And if so, just write yes, and then put what it was that you manifested, if you feel comfortable putting that. And I'm seeing all of you here. I'm so happy to see, I can see some of your faces, Risa, and we got, okay, yeah. Barbara, it's so good to see you. This is the first time I'm seeing you. Hello. Kim, it's so good to see you. Preeti, hello. Tamiko, of course, is here. I love seeing you. Beautiful, everybody. Okay, so whether I can see you or not, I'm going to put you on mute just so we have a clean recording. Ooh, Risa just manifested a new car. Funny, because that's the symbolism or the metaphor we're going to be using today. So I'm going to start by sharing a story with you, something that just happened. I'm traveling right now with Jason. We've been traveling for 3 months. We're in a very gorgeous place, and I recently shared part of the story, but I've been digging deeper into it, sort of like dissecting what happened. How did this happen? And basically, a few months ago, I was in a store. Actually, it was a hotel in Los Angeles, and I was paying for the hotel, and I was waiting at the front desk. And I recently started reading Walden again. And so I saw this beautiful brochure for a travel credit card or something like that on the front desk of the hotel. And I see this travel brochure. It has this gorgeous image on the front. I could care less about the application, but I basically just snatched the beautiful image on the front, the credit card application, and I cut it out like at my next hotel. I think the next destination was Mendocino or something. And I cut it out once I got to my cottage I was staying at, and I just threw it in my book as a bookmark. So didn't think much of it. This was earlier this year. And why I did it is because it just made me feel good. This sailboat coasting through some gorgeous blue, sapphire blue water with these gorgeous rock formations, which felt exotic and peaceful and luxurious. And I never thought about it again. It just, when I saw it in front of that hotel front desk, I felt really good. That's all I know is I was like, yes, energetically, yes to that. When I cut it out, yes. When I put it in my book, yes. Every time I open my book to read, yes. And I put it on my chest and I keep reading. I don't really pay much attention though to it. It's just a picture, right? It's a nice picture. Well, lo and behold, we've been traveling, and just a few weeks ago, we end up by chance. I know some of you have heard the story already because I'm blown away. We find this beach, and it's the most stunning beach. We find it by chance, and it's right in front of a hotel that we were forced into because the place we're staying, the internet wasn't working, and I had a class to teach, and it happened a few times. Long story short, I go across the street the next morning to the beach. I do my run, I dive in the water, and I'm just like I'm having this incredible experience, and it feels so good. The next day I go back, same thing. I go for a run, I go swimming in the water. I'm just like just pouring the water on my head, and I'm kneeling on my knees, and I can just feel the silky, soft, stable sand under me. And I'm just saying, yes, yes, like I'm so grateful. And this second day, I'm actually filming B-roll for a YouTube video I'm in the process of creating. And so I have it. I'm going to actually show it to you. I'm in the water, my eyes are closed, and I'm doing this whole just thank you for this, thank you for my life, and gratitude, feeling the endorphins from my run. So I'm feeling really freaking good in this water. It's like 8:30 in the morning. And lo and behold, I'm in the water next to rocks exactly like this, and a freaking sailboat with a white sail and a blue stripe across it. I'm going to just, instead of telling you, I'm going to show you and just take a few breaths here. And what's happening in the water is I don't see the sailboat yet. I actually see it once I open my eyes, and I'm literally like, So at this point, I'm just sort of taking in, oh, I haven't seen a sailboat here. That's beautiful. And then I start realizing, holy shabib, that's the exact image that I have in my book. And then I'm looking to the rocks to my right and realizing I'm in that I'm literally in that photograph right now. That's the exact boat. And I hear in my head, like I can feel that I actually created this, that I printed it on my mind. I felt the joy. And then it came to life, it came to fruition. And I hear the words in my head, you have no idea how powerful you are, do you? You have no idea how powerful you are, do you? I'm asking you this question now. You have no idea how powerful you are, do you? Because I thought I was powerful. I've always known I've created some amazing things. I know we're all infinite. I know we're connected to an infinite supply. I know we are amazing creatures that are mysterious and magical. But the precision, like I'll show you on my phone in case you're like, but those rocks don't really look like that. To give you in some context, just like here's just a minute of the footage, some more footage. This is where I was. That's the exact shape. People walk right through the cave, like it's not a cave, but a walkway through the stone. The whole beach is like that. And I'm like, this is way too precise. Like it's way, and Jason's like running on the beach, or he doesn't run, he's walking. So we were doing our morning workout separately. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know how powerful you are? Like, do you know, do you know in your bones that you are so beyond this persona and what you've created thus far, what you believe about yourself, what your ideas are, what you think is possible for your life? Do you realize that we are literally creating all the time? I remember a friend of mine many years ago when I was worrying and freaking out and resisting the moment and so angry about what was going on in my life. She goes, V, you're creating right now. You realize that? And I was like angry at her, like, don't tell me. She's like, you're extremely powerful, especially when you're emotional. Know that you are creating right now. So I'm going to be sharing with you, after some deep reflection and dissection of manifestation and interviewing some people who I really think are incredible at creating what they want in their lives, like Shirley Joy Weiss. I don't know if you know her, but she's an amazing dear friend of mine and powerful leader, and a few different people. I don't want to mention all these names, but I'm going to talk about the 4 wheels of accelerating manifestation. And before I do, I don't have the answers. Okay, I am not God, and I certainly know that life is a mystery, and that's what's beautiful about it. And I like to think of myself as more of a mystic, keeping it a mystery and just enjoying this magical moment in time that I get to be on this earth. However, there are certain things that are very clear. And so I've gone back into all the times I've manifested things. This may seem insignificant to you, like, come on, V, you were on a beautiful beach, big deal, you like the picture. There was no planning, though. Never did I expect to even end up on that beach. But I have manifested other things, like Jason, like a whole person in my life, my partner for the last 13 years, and our beautiful business. And I manifested a retreat that I gave. Okay, so there's many different stories I can give you. I'm not going to dive into them, but if you want to look up a video, for example, I did 8 years ago, vision boards actually work on YouTube. You can look at another example there. And it's really incredible. I mean, very specific, on my hands and knees in the Redwoods in 2009 or 2010. I was going through a dark depression, and out of nowhere, I was in no place to be helping people. I was really in a dark night of the soul, a dark year of the soul. And I saw some images on the internet, just to give you a second example, some images on the internet that really inspired me, even though I was crying hysterically every day, not wanting to be on this earth, to be honest with you. And I was suffering immensely, emotionally. But there was a moment of joy where I saw these images online and I pulled the images into a Word document, and they were images of a retreat center, the food, the location, the land, this incredible oak tree. And I just thought, yes, I can't even imagine how that's going to happen, but I would love to give a workshop in a place like this or a retreat. Forgot about it. And lo and behold, 6 years later, discovered that the very retreat center I gave a retreat at the Ojai Foundation, where 6 years before I had never even been to Ojai. I didn't even know what that was, where it was. I ended up holding a woman's retreat at the exact place that I had pulled into a file. And that retreat center could have been in France. It could have been anywhere in the world. I found it online just out of nowhere. And long story short, that really is when the manifestation thought and conversation started to really open up for me, because I wasn't way into vision boards. I thought it was kind of woo-woo and fluffy. And then I started to realize, oh my God, there's something to this. There's something to the subconscious being imprinted emotionally and vision-wise with what we want, and saying yes to what we want. Because one of the biggest obstacles I see in people is I ask clients or potential clients, what do you want? If you could wave a magic wand, create anything, what do you want? I don't know. I just have no idea. I don't know. And here's the problem with that. You do know. You do know. It's just there's some obstructions. It's much easier to say, I don't know, than to actually say, I want this. I would really love this to happen. And then the risk of it not happening or failing at it can be a lot scarier for people than, it can be a lot easier to go, I don't know. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but really the 4 wheels of accelerating manifestation. And first, let me just see what you've written in here. Yes, I've manifested jobs, my son, my husband. Yes, lots of things. But right now it's my daughter's wedding in our backyard. How awesome. Looks like Pfeiffer Beach. No, I don't know where Pfeiffer Beach is. Beautiful. So my husband and I just sat on our porch 2 weeks ago discussing all the times through our lives that we have received miraculous manifestations in the common threads. I've never made a vision board because I don't feel like I can find the right pictures, the perfect pictures. Okay, wow, we're going to talk about that. California coast, awesome. Yeah, we're in Europe right now, but I need to go there because that must be really beautiful. Okay, so number 1 wheel to accelerating manifestation is pretty clear, and it's just to cast a clear and vibrant vision. So what I mean by vibrant, cast a clear and vibrant vision. You can use the word set a clear, vibrant vision. You're just basically casting a very clear vision. It's not vague, it is very specific. And vibrant is super important here. Because if I set a vision of like, well, my family really wants me to become a lawyer. All right, I'm just going to vision myself like succeeding, making all this money, living in a great house. That's not a vibrant vision. So what I've noticed in interviewing people and looking back on myself, when it is just an internal yes, like when I saw this, I was standing at that front desk going, yes. And I felt weird about taking an application because I wasn't going to be using it. There was actually hesitation, but something in me was like, I really, really need that photo. Like, I am such a yes to that. Can you feel that my energy shifted in that moment when I saw the image? It was like, yes, I'm 100% full body yes to that. So the first step is cast a clear and vibrant vision. And this is subconsciously really important because it's printing a yes on the subconscious and starting to activate the reticular activating system. I'm not going to be getting much into that, but basic science, basic understanding of that is there's a little gateway between our conscious mind and subconscious mind. This gateway is really important. It's called the reticular activating system. If we didn't have it, we would be extremely overwhelmed with way too much data coming into our, there's so many bits of information coming in. And if that was in our conscious mind, we would just like, what is it called when you just kind of like cross wire. So this beautiful little gateway only gives you what you need to know in order to be safe, in order to create what you're here to create. So as soon as you cast that vision, it's communicating to your subconscious, especially if you feel it. So if you write it down, you cut out a picture, or I have Jason, for example, that's a whole other story. I didn't realize I manifested Jason until a few years ago when I reflected on it. I wasn't writing it down. I wasn't cutting out pictures of me and a partner, but there was a time in the Redwoods where I sat and imagined, what would it be like to have a equal partner? And I envisioned this one particular man I knew, a yoga teacher. I imagined him walking into the house I was living in and cooking a meal. And we just start talking about really deep things, and I can show up fully as myself. And I just remember like relishing in that. I was like, God, that feels so good. I'm such a yes to that. And I would daydream on it. So I never wrote it down. I actually, and I didn't cut out pictures, but I saw it so clearly, him walking in the door, him sitting with me on that white couch, us preparing a meal together. And ironically, Jason is a yoga teacher. He's like cut from the same cloth as this person. They actually know each other, which is interesting. You're so powerful. That's what I'm trying to get across here. Like Einstein said, your imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. Well, if that were true, why wouldn't it always happen? And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to why it's hard to create and manifest sometimes. So just to be clear on this, you know you cast the right vision when it brings a smile to your face. If you're smiling and you feel vibrant and alive, that's the vision. If you feel in any way just like start over. Okay. So the second wheel of accelerating manifestation is to vibrate with your vision. To vibrate with your vision. This is in the Diamond Process book. I wrote about this many years ago. It still holds true. It's a timeless truth because it's about frequency. Vibrate with your vision. So what I mean by that is it's not just setting the vision, it's actually savoring it. Like really, it doesn't mean forever. It could be for 5 minutes, it could be for an hour. But when you're setting the vision, as you're setting the vision, every single time and everyone I've asked, they just are vibrating with the vision as they're setting the vision. So whether they're cutting out an image for a vision board, or they're writing down a goal, or they're imagining something they want, there's always a feeling that matches the experience. So instead of, I'll never have that, I can't do it, it's more of like really being there. Like whenever I would look at this image, is just like, I could feel myself swimming in those waters. It's just like felt the wind on, Jason's in my face on that sailboat. I could feel it. I was vibrating with it. There was a peace when I cut it out. And when I put it in my book, there was no anxiety. It was just like total peace, like vibrating with it. So bask in the joy of your vision as if it's your current reality. And really that's about seeing, feeling, and experiencing the specifics, okay? So whatever that is, to get really specific with it. Okay. The third, who's having fun, by the way? Who is having fun? Yes, okay. Ooh, Wendy manifested a trip to Italy and another to Hawaii. I love it. Linda also manifested a trip to Hawaii with her husband. That's so cool. It just came to us easily. Ooh, someone just booked a discovery session right now oh my God, right now. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, this is what happens. You become a magnet for your ideal clients, for all the things you want. Frequency is so important. And the world out there is not going to remind you of this. The news, the social media, all of the society we live in is going to basically tell you you're not worth very much and you have to buy a certain product in order to be worth something. And it is what it is. It's not something to be mad at or anything like that. It's just about being very discerning and consciously choosing to surround yourself with the right people and make the right choices for yourself every day in order to be in a vibration that matches your vision. And I don't mean like, when I said vibrate with your vision for step 2, it's so important as you're casting the vision to be in that frequency. And this is the distinction that's going to surprise you. I'm not saying to vibrate with your vision all the time. Actually, it can be a deterrent. And this is something I've just realized. This might sound like what you always teach on frequency, like raise your frequency. We're going to get to that in a moment. Don says, I just realized, of course, I created my career and my partner in my life. Smiling. It's so beautiful. So awesome. Oh, Marie's here. So good to see you here. Yay. Okay, so we have a lot of yeses. Me, loving your vibe. Different agenda. I was late, but enjoying your teaching. Even though it's 4 a.m., Judita, you're amazing, as we know. Alyssa says, I've manifested so many amazing things. And you guys on YouTube, please write down, because I'll be in YouTube later. What have you been manifesting? And what have you created in your life easily, more passively? Because we can fight to create things. We can hustle, we can work hard. That's a different conversation. Today, we're really opening up to accelerating manifestation in an easier way. I'm not talking about no action or no effort, just effortlessness, maybe less effort, more balance. I've manifested so many amazing things in part of my life. Now I'm putting my attention on how to share that with and inspire others. Alyssa, you're born to do that. And by the way, you already do that in so many amazing ways. And yes, yes, yes to more of that. Tamiko, all my trips to Cali and 20 days in London with a friend, a flat to use, awesome. Oof, okay. Just starting to breathe into the answer to that question. Do you realize how powerful you are? Do you have any idea how powerful you are? How often are you using that creative power? Okay, so the third wheel of accelerating manifestation is take pressure-free, explorative action. This is really important. We're going to get to the key distinction here. Everyone I spoke to about this, they were like, yeah, there was no pressure. I didn't force myself to create it. This is really important because I know many people, it's like they want a relationship so bad, or they want the money, or they want the thing. The thing I haven't manifested yet is the retreat property, this house that I just see so clearly. And I finally figured out why. Because seeking is a repellent. Like, if I want you to really think about this, if you were on a date with someone and that person was pressuring you to, commit forever and ever to them, and just kind of latching onto you, like, I want to be with you, I need to be with you, I have to have you, otherwise my life won't be complete, I won't be complete without you. Would you want to say yes to that person, or would you run as fast as you can in the other direction? I want you to feel that energy distinction. So many people are like, and I was doing this, I didn't realize I was doing this until this morning, okay? We're all growing, that I internally was making this retreat property like something I have to manifest in this life. I have to. If I don't, I'm a failure. If I don't, I am not complete. That's a lot of pressure. That's not adventurous, explorative action. That's not like, okay, because I have been taking some pretty powerful action for many years on this one goal and this one vision. And I tell you, everything that could stop it has stopped it. Put 2 offers on 2 different houses last year, put the highest offer of all the people on this one house, didn't get it. Why? It's not the amount of money you put in, it's energy. They went with someone else. My energy has been on with everything, my partner, my business, retreats, manifesting this gorgeous 3 months of travel, swimming in that ocean. But my energy until today with you, I'm growing with you, has been off with manifesting and creating the thing that has been most important to me, which is my sanctuary, where I can also invite creators to come and experience these powerful retreats I give. So third, this is really important. I want you to think of all four of these wheels as the wheels on a car. And if one wheel is missing, the car is not going to drive. Okay, we need all four wheels. All four are equally important. So take pressure-free explorative action. So this is really about vibrating. Your vibration is key here. Your vibe is everything. For me, it was like, I remember I'd walk down the streets, our neighborhood in Ojai, where I used to live, and I'd get angry. I'd be like, I freaking hate that we don't own a property here. And like we're walking in the most gorgeous neighborhood, renting. And instead of just happiness, I would feel resentful. Like, why do they get to have this? Okay, that is not pressure-free explorative action. There was something off in my frequency. So it probably sounds very obvious to you, but it can be very, very subtle. It can be very, very subtle. So one of the things I noticed in everyone's responses, these amazing manifestors who I asked in interviews, is they said there was no rush in the things that they manifested. They weren't rushing to create it on a certain timeline. They were just felt a yes. They were vibrating with that vision. They just felt the joy and the vibrancy of it. They said a crystal clear yes, and then they let it go. So they took action, but they really let it go. So this is about no rush to get a result, freedom from attachment to outcome. And it's one thing they consistently said is, I was just following the joy. I was just following the joy. And they were following the joy with a level of certainty. It's like a knowing. It's like, no, I know it's going to unfold for me at some point. I don't know when. It could be 40 years from now. I don't know. But it's just, I'm just tapping into what's already, like there was a certainty there, a knowing. And they just kept following the joy. So here's an example. If you're building a business and you're taking all these actions to grow your business, and let's say you're like, I just need to make 5K or 10K or 20, whatever it is, consistently every month, minimum. That's my goal. And you're in this energy of attachment to a result. Then every time you get on a call with a prospective client, you're not in the joy. Have you ever noticed that? If you're attached to something? When I was looking at houses last year, it was so miserable. It was not fun. I had so much pressure on my shoulders to make this place work and this particular town work. And I literally pushed it away because seeking and attachment is a repellent. It repels what we want. But if you're just having fun, it's a whole different story. So this is the key distinction that I really noticed, and I think will be your most powerful takeaway today. You ready? The key distinction is not to set or cast a vision to get somewhere, but to feel the joy of it and be where you are fully. Like, be where you are now fully. Guess what that means? It might mean that you're crying, fully embracing what you're feeling. It might be that you're laughing and cartwheeling in your backyard. It might be that you're having a fight with somebody and you're expressing yourself and you're afraid to, and you're really there fully being present with them, telling them you're afraid, but you really need to share this thing. If we're not present and we're postponing joy for the future, it's going to repel your vision. That's the mistake I've made with the retreat house. It's so, so important to, like, look, when I manifested, which was the most unlikely thing in the world, holding a retreat, a woman's retreat at that gorgeous place, Ojai Foundation, 4 years after I was on my hands and knees in the redwoods, I was literally wiping snot and tears from my face that day. And probably after I created that document of the retreat center, wow, wouldn't that be great if I could one day feel whole enough to like guide and facilitate people through these healing experiences. I was in no place to do it in that moment, but something in my soul was like, I'm a yes to that. There's somewhere in me that wants that can do that. And me being in that present moment, after I put that Word document in my computer and closed my computer, never saw it again, ever, just set the vision and all that joy, and I released it. My day that day was probably continuing to cry. That was my present moment. So if you think that feeling your feelings or having a bad day is going to repel what you want, I have discovered it's actually the opposite. Because if you can be present through anything, this is the key distinction. If you can hold yourself and be your own safety through anything, guess what? You're present. And if you're present, that is your only source of manifestation power. You can't create something tomorrow or yesterday. It has to be now. If I'm not a master of now, if I keep trying to escape my now for some joy in the future, and I keep leaving myself and what I feel to get somewhere tomorrow, I'm literally, let's say the pot of gold is right here, but I'm leaving the pot of gold and I'm like searching for it at the end of the rainbow. My father, 87 years old, just told me a few days ago, Veronica, I just figured it out. It's taken me way too long, and I wish I would have learned this earlier, but everyone's chasing the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's not at the end of the rainbow. And I'm like, Dad, I know. The pot of gold is right here. No matter what's going on, it's right here. He goes, exactly. And he didn't say it with judgment. He's like, there's nothing wrong with chasing the pot of gold. Some people need to do that for a while. That's okay. But he goes, he said, if I would have known this, I would have worked so much less. I would have taken time off. I would have enjoyed my now so much more. Now he's doing that at 87. And and I'm so grateful to hear him say that lesson while he's in the body and in the flesh, because I respect him so much. And I get to learn that lesson 40 years, much earlier than him. So the pot of gold is not in the future. The key distinction, it's already you, your life right now. Your power is here right now, always here, never anywhere else. In whatever muck we're in or whatever glorious moment we're in, that's where your manifestation power is. All right, so the fourth wheel of accelerating manifestation, so remember, all four are key, all four are essential, is sweep the debris and clear the blocks. Okay, this is where many people have the first two, and a lot of people in our community here have the first three. Like we're awake to the fact that the present moment is where it's at. Like, can we agree on that? We're living that as much of the time as possible. Most of us have some kind of practice where we're really, being here in the moment and relishing and savoring the moment. But where many people get stuck is they're not doing the inner work to clear the debris off the paths. Like, how are you going to drive on an open road if that open road is cluttered with debris and you can't get past, like, the first block you drive? So this is all about clearing the debris, clearing the blocks. The blocks are deep, and I've done other videos on this, and I've done so many master classes on this and so much, so we're not going to go deep into it. I have a whole membership around this. But actually, we have a whole program, which I should mention, which is the Self-Mastery Mystical School is actually happening in the fall, and the pre-sale is open now if you want to learn about that. It's the foundational program we put our coaches through. So we don't certify coaches until they've actually done this deep coaching on themselves and break through their own blocks. And we're opening that program not just to coaches or people who want to become coaches, but to anyone who really wants to go deep in the inner work. But let me explain what I mean by this. So let's say you have a clear vision, very crystal clear vision, and you know exactly what you want and you feel it and it's joyful. Let's say it's creating a dream business. Maybe you're an artist and you want to sell your art, or you're a coach and you want to have a really thriving coaching business. Whatever it is, you have that clear vision and you're a total and complete yes to that. Or maybe you want to move to another country and you're like, yes. You cast the vision, you feel the vision, you're savoring it. You can already picture yourself there, or you can already picture yourself helping these clients and them sending you thank you letters, and that you're helping them transform, and you wake up in the morning excited, like you see the whole vision. And third, you are taking action that's not stressful, attached action, but explorative action, like you're genuinely being present with yourself. You're in the joy of taking action. You're, taking this vibrant action. But guess what happens after that? So instead of the pressure and all that, like you're really doing your best to just take this beautiful action with joy, etc. But guess what happens? Anyone can attest to this. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. You go for the dream. You're taking that pressure-free explorative action, really going for it. Your Shabib is going to come up. I promise you. And this is really, really good news. I mean, this is why most people don't go for what they want. They say, when I ask them, what do you want? They say, I don't know what I want. I have no idea. And I say, what if you did know? And they go, well, I guess I would. And suddenly they're like sharing, if I ask the right questions, they suddenly have all the answers and they're like, whoa, I didn't even know this, what I wanted. I'm like, exactly. It's in your subconscious. It's in your soul. You know what you want. Now, when we get to the root of why they're not going for it, why they keep pretending they don't know, or even convincing themselves they don't know, is because of the fear of rejection, of what if this person says this, or what if I fail? What if I put all of my heart into this and someone criticizes the crap out of me, or I fail at it? I don't, whatever they define failure as. That's where the inner work is necessary. And it's heartbreaking when you see somebody go for their dream, they take a couple action steps, they meet their inner resistances. We think it's outer resistance. We're not afraid of other people judging us. That's not what we're actually afraid of. We're afraid of what we're going to do internally as a result of people judging us. That's the bottom line. There's nothing more painful than rejecting yourself, abandoning yourself, putting someone else's opinion first. That's what hurts. And if we don't face that, if we don't master that, it will be impossible to coach someone well, to create your dreams, to call in that partner, to go move to that other country, or feel vibrant in your body, because we're not willing to look at the debris that is inevitably going to be on the path, because the obstacles are literally there to help us awaken. Now, here's what's interesting. Jason, I was talking to him before going live here, and it was powerful. He said, V, I think the reason why people don't manifest things is with the step 3, where it's like, take that pressure-free action. He said, if you're attached to an outcome because you think you can't live without that vision happening, your soul is going to say a huge F you. Your soul is going to be like if I say, I won't be complete if I am not an owner of a particular property by the time I die, my soul is like, then I'm not going to give it to you, because that's not true. You are complete. You are whole. And if you believe you need that to complete you, it's just not going to give it to you until you get it. Right? So then you get to face whatever. So getting into that right, vibrating with your vision, that right frame of mind, exploratory, joy-filled action, pressure-free, something I call relaxed action or real action, right? And now it's about facing the obstacles. So so that is pretty much now we're going to get into the 5 clarity questions. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And I'd love to know, out of these 4 wheels, which are you already implementing? Are you vibrating? Do you have a clear vision? You're vibrating with it. You're taking this pressure-free action, consistent action in the direction of that. And are you clearing? Are you working deeply with your mind, with your emotions, with what you're feeling, with the inner obstacles, the debris that comes up as a result of going for what you want, So let me know where you are with that. And before we get into the 4 questions, Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on manifesting the business I want. Keep taking the first steps and surrender. That's powerful. Yes, surrender is the key. Like cutting the picture out and putting it in the book. That's for me. I'm so glad you're bringing this up, Dawn, because that is key. I think a lot of people stay fixed. That was me with the house. Like I still have vision boards of this gorgeous property. Like wherever I go, I'm cutting out gorgeous property images, putting them everywhere, looking at them daily. What I've realized is it's not actually looking at them regularly. It's just letting it go. Like you cast the vision, you feel it, and then you let it go and you continue moving forward joyfully, exploratively, pressure-free, and you do the inner work, right? You live your life, you're present. I resonate with what you shared, yes, regarding business building. Also realized when I walked with joy in the neighborhood I wanted a home in for years, I was living there in an apartment and I was happy, beautiful. It might mean that I've been living in a very small space with no privacy and lack of sleep for 9 months while waiting for our new home to be built. Delays have been everywhere. We're always added pressure from the owner we're renting from to move, since he can make more money by renting the space by the night instead of monthly. Yeah, and that's challenging. And I honor you for, doing your very best in the middle of that process, feeling other people's pressure and somehow just being kind to yourself and good to yourself. There's a quote by Course in Miracles that's worth writing down, worth sitting with. And it says, did I write it down? Yeah. So it says, those who are certain of the outcome, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. That's from the Course in Miracles. There's such a power to that. There's no rush. If you just feel it, like, yes, it's already done, let it go. Like you've set the order to the universe. You've put your order out, just like in a restaurant, you put your order in. That's your job is done. Now, just receive the food when it comes. Like there's no rush. Like you've already, if you have made a very clear, vibrant order, like this is what I choose, and you feel it, and you're clear about that, and you set it free, now it's just about being present. If you run out of the restaurant seeking the food somewhere else, you're not going to get the food. You got to stay at the table and be present in your current life, exactly where you are, so that it can reveal itself. Really important. So many of us are chasing the future, missing everything right now. So beautiful. My problem was trying too hard to clear the debris and blocks rather than living in the joy now. That perfectionism and overworking can get you. That is beautiful awareness, Marie. I had an intense feeling and word yesterday in my meditation. There's nothing to fix inside you. Relax and celebrate the perfection that is here. There is nothing to fix in others. Imagine the energy available when you live in that, embody that. So Kim, I just want to reflect to you, that is so incredibly beautiful. You have likes and hearts and prayer emojis. Why? Because what you share is so beautiful. Kim does these channelings for us in the membership. And if anyone wants to encourage Kim to do this on YouTube, please encourage her, because my heavens, you are so incredibly powerful. And hold on a second, my power cord needs to be plugged in. Yes, there we go. Okay. So I just reflect that to you. Little reflection there, Kim, in case you've been putting that off. People are getting value from a comment you wrote here. If you could see her reading out of her channeling book, it would blow your mind. Okay. Really, really beautiful. If your soul gave you what you wanted, that false, pressured frame of mind, then it'd be confirming something to you that's not true, not love, and the soul smiles and just can't do that. Exactly. My opportunity for growth is number 3, and everyone can ask this question, like, where's your opportunity for growth out of the 4 wheels? Is it casting a clear, vibrant vision? Is it vibrating with your vision? Is it taking pressure-free explorative action rather than attached, rushing action? Is it sweeping the debris and clearing the blocks as you move forward? Judita says, I have no attachment to the outcome and I feel like a child every time my vision is happening. I was just reading my journal and a year ago, and it's happening now. So beautiful. Yeah, okay, so good. So good. Okay, let's get into the questions. I see all your comments here. Let's get into the questions. And if you just take out your journal and a pen, and by the way, if you do, I'm going to put something here in the chat before we dive into the questions. If you want, we just opened, I think, 3 spots this weekend. If you are really, really stuck and you would especially, like, you don't even know what your vision is, or you need help with your vision. Let's say you're a yes, you're this, like, anyway, I'll put a link in here if you want to join, get a call with either Jason, myself this weekend or in the next couple days, to really clarify your next steps for your vision. Let's say you have a really clear vision, but you are having trouble getting there and creating it, then we'll help you clarify your next step. And if you want to hear about self-mastery mystical school, we can also tell you about that if that's something that interests you. Okay, so clarity questions to accelerate manifestation. I have 5 questions for you in completion here. What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? Now, remember, it's something that you feel a lot of joy around. You instantly feel joy. You feel a smile come to your face when you imagine that coming to life. What is it that you really want? You can feel free to write that in the chat. Please definitely write it in your notebook so you're crystal clear on this. Writing it down activates that reticular activating system. So it starts to allow the subconscious to bring that, like, welcome in that information from your outer world that matches what you're writing down. There are many studies on this, writing down your goals, the reason why that actually works and why you're, I think, 50 or 60% more likely, don't quote me on that, but it's pretty radical percentage that creates what you want if you write down your goals. There's many studies, but there's one specifically from Harvard. I would write it down. What is it that you really want? Second question. Scale of 1 to 10. How much do you believe this is likely or probable for you? Scale of 1 to 10. How much do you believe that this is likely or even probable for you? 1, not at all. 10, it's probable. This is like how my friend was saying, no, it's just a matter of time. Like, you know, of course it's happening. It's probable. Question number 3. Whatever number you put down, if it's not a 10, like 100%, this is probable for me. What do you think or feel is in the way of your 10? What do you think or feel is in the way of your 10? So for example, it might be something like it's just too big of a thing to create, for me to create, or, you know, what if this happens or that happens, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or this particular person will judge me for it. What do you think is in the way of the 10? And that right there is the debris. Okay. Question number 4. Are you willing to do what it takes to cultivate the vibrant and confident vibration within you to not only make this possible, but make it probable for you? So are you willing to do what it takes? So I just want you to imagine, like for me, with the house, with that retreat property, I have to be willing to do what it takes, not out there. I took all the right actions. I even put 2 offers on houses. I put the highest offer last year or this year. God, when did that even happen? Earlier this year, last year as well. I was doing all the right things, but am I willing to do what it takes inside? Am I willing to do what it is required to cultivate the right frame of mind and the correct energy to ensure the probability of this unfolding? Or at least make it as probable as possible, because you can't, make it attached to an outcome, but you can definitely create a higher level of probability. And the question is, are you willing to do what it takes? So what does that mean? Probably means looking at some stuff inwardly. It also probably means like radically enjoying where you are and letting go of the attachment to the outcome. So if you're a yes or no, let me know in the chat. If you're like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes because this vision matters enough to me. I feel it in my soul. It feels like what I'm meant to do here. It feels true for me. Yes, I'll do whatever it takes. Or no, and this is equally important, your no is just as powerful as your yes. If you're like, no, I am not willing to do what it takes. Then if you're a no, now you know your next step. Your next step is to explore why not. Okay, but I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Yes, 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 whatever it takes. 100%. Yes. So good. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. I like how many of you are not just saying yes, you're saying yes. Yes. So beautiful. Just feel that. Feel that. Ooh, yeah. Feel the power of your yes. Also feel the power of this, of community, of us coming together. Feel the resistance in you. Notice that too. If you have, I see some of you nodding your heads. Yeah. And then some of you are like, so this is beautiful because if you do feel that resistance, what I hear is you're actually present enough to notice the resistance. How freaking beautiful is that? You're aware of what many people, this is in so deep in the subconscious. For me, it was so buried. I was like, no, I'm doing all the right things. I'm in a high state. I'm in a high frequency. Where's my house? Like some of these things can be very, very deeply buried. Okay. And so really beautiful. Yes, but feeling blocked. Okay, Christine, I highly suggest, there are, I think, 3 calls. If those are still remaining, highly suggest grabbing a call with us. This is what we do on the clarity call is we help you get very, very clear on what you want. And we also help you get clear on what's in the way and what your right next step is. And that sometimes is, working with us if that feels right for you or something you want, or it might be a book or a next step, or oftentimes it's a bit of coaching to get you prepared energetically to open up to that next possibility for you. So it's, again, that's why we set up these 3 calls. I am learning that it's about who we are becoming in the process of going for our dreams. That is 100% it. You know something, and I'm so glad you're mentioning this, we're in no way wanting the thing. Like who I have become in the process of what I do here in my business with my clients, with our incredible sisterhood and soul-centered life and business, in our beautiful work, who I've become in the process of being able to show up as myself is I actually came here to be myself. The impact is awesome. The income is incredible. Being able to travel anywhere is being free and sovereign to make my own schedule I want that for everyone. I think it's something, if you want that, it's so important to choose that and create that for yourself. And it's possible if I could create it. But really, what I really came for is who I've become in the process of going for it, falling and getting back up over and over again. And I love that you're bringing that forward. Just got on, but I will say yes. You might want to watch the recording. It's going to be on YouTube, or it already is on YouTube. Hi, everyone, my YouTube family. I came here to be able to be myself. That is the purpose of our lives. Yes. My mentors, one of them, Steve Seiler, when I was going through dark night, okay, there's one more question I'm going to ask you, but just want to share with you what he said to me 3 years ago when I had burnout in my business. I was doing really well financially and hit a crossroads where I needed to find more balance and shift some things, get into better alignment, more congruent with my soul. I said to him at one point, Steve, I am so tired of being good. So tired of being good, doing all the right things, of trying so hard, of giving everything I've got and being so exhausted right now. I'm just so tired of being good. And he looked at me and he goes, pal, you are not here to be good. You are here to be real. That is the purpose of your life. That is the meaning of your life. That was the most freeing sentence I ever heard. And it's changed my life. I'm writing a whole memoir about that. And who are you really? And what's really interesting is that thing that you're really called and lit up to create, in the process of moving towards it, you're going to be called forward to become who you really are. Like, it's who you become in the process. So I'm so glad that was spoken. That's so powerful. All right. Last question. So what is your next non-pressure, no rush, okay? Non-pressure, no rush, exciting. It's like, it's like it bubbles up and it like literally effortlessly brings a smile to your face. What is your next non-pressure, exciting step? And when are you taking it? So please be specific with this. If you write this in the chat if you want, but definitely write it in your notebook. What is your next non-pressure step? No rush step. It's just like, it feels good. And when are you going to take that step? So if I were coaching you directly, I would have you take out your phone and I would have you put it in your calendar right now, that action step. Because if it's not in your schedule, it's not going to happen. Why? Because life takes over, because it's what life does. That's what life does. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. Okay, let's take a deep, deep breath in and exhale it out. And another deep breath in and exhaling it out. So just placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and asking yourself, what is the biggest gem I have received from this sacred time together? What is the nugget that was for you? It's what you needed to hear today. It might have come from me. It might have come from someone in the comments. It might have come from an insight that just bubbled up from within your own soul. What was the nugget that you've received today? Your biggest takeaway from today? Just breathe that in. And please do write that in the chat so I know and others can really see what you've taken from this, and I can read those out loud. And so clarity call, put another masterclass on the calendar, something that I'm truly excited about. So Risa here is such a magic queen. She helps people Risa Gall, if you don't know her, you should, you need to. She helps people who are in that place in their relationship, like, do I stay in this relationship or do I leave this relationship? Not only find the clarity of whether they need to stay or go, what the right choice is for them, but to actually become their own source of deep, profound self-love for themselves. Like the work she's doing is freaking incredible. And yeah, God, write in the chat, Risa, like where can people find you? I don't know if it's risagall.com, is it? Or let me know so I can, because it's incredible what you're doing in the world. The gem I've received today. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot coming. Okay. So many good things, you guys. Wow. Today I'm going to go live in my private Facebook group. You're doing it today. I love it. 12 o'clock. Look how measurable that is for the weekly share from a joyful, excited state. So good. It's okay. I'm in the process of clearing my blocks and debris. Beautiful, Dawn. And if you want support with that, if there's still a spot, I don't know, but you can grab one of those calls. Take the pressure off and the rush of needing to create a successful, prosperous business. Take the pressure off and the rush of needing to create a successful, prosperous business. So good. To open myself to receive wherever I am. Exactly. You've put your order in, sit at the table and receive it. To open myself. Yes, my mom is in the hospital for the 5th time, but I'm getting through it. She encouraged me to follow my bliss. That is really beautiful. My mom has been in the hospital. Yeah. So this gem I have received is the debris and knowing it is there and that I want to work further with you and Jason as soon as possible. Oh, it would be our honor. It would really be our honor. If you want to hear about the program a little bit, Self-Mastery Mystical School, it's an incredible 90-day journey. It's foundational. It's transformational. We basically give you the whole diamond process modality, but you're putting it towards yourself. And we're actually, so you become your own first clients. You can only take your clients as far as you've been, right? So that's why we start our coach training with this. But what's really powerful is Jason has created this gorgeous content, this gorgeous training with his shamanic. Finally, he's bringing his incredible shamanic wisdom into an addendum program that's now woven into Self-Mastery Mystical School. So you're going to be getting the whole spiritual psychology element as well as the shamanic, traditional path, which he worked with an Ultima Sayak for 10 years in Peru. It's profound energetic work. I mean, and it's very intimate. We're like a family in there. And if you want to learn about that, you can just email me or my assistant at info@veronicacresto.com and we'll give you some more information. Just make sure to write in there, I want to hear about Self-Mastery Mystical School, because the pre-sale is happening now. Just starting to mention it. And if you want, you can grab one of the spots and we're happy to tell you about it. Yes, that I'm worth hearing. Kim. So we know that already. And when are you making the video? When are you making the video? Please, if nothing else, do it for me. Just do it for me. Please. You guys, we have a membership. Kim's in the membership. We get to see her magic. It's freaking incredible what's inside of her. And guess what? The world, I feel like you're just like the world's, if they get to see it too, it's like whatever's pouring through you in those writings and what you're emitting as you share it, there are people out there who are hungry for it. They are calling it in. And this goes for everyone here, not just Kim. If you have a challenge with visibility, you're afraid to bring your gifts out into the world, really ask yourself, who is that serving? Like, who is it serving? And if you need help with that, reach out to me. That's what I help people with in the membership. But Kim, you're so ready. It's time. I see, right. That face you just made is your knowing. You're so ready. I just saw your exhale too. Good job. I love you. Yes, that I'm worth hearing. And that others are worth being given the gifts you have to give. Okay. Wendy's is be here now fully. Trust the process. Yes. Oh, Patty, I'm powerful and perfect right now. Yes. Angela, release the rush from my desires. Oh, so beautiful. Can you feel all of this? Alyssa, that I am a magical manifester and all I need to do is relax and stay present. Yes, and you are a queen at presence. So this is easy for you. I didn't want to send that, but that's what came up. Oh, okay. And Risa, by the way, if anyone wants help with in their relationship, should I stay or should I go? She's doing a masterclass that's coming up. Go to fullcirclewellnessct.com. Okay. I have no affiliation with this. It came up spontaneously, and I highly recommend Risa. She's an incredible coach. And she also has a Facebook group called Should I Stay or Should I Go? Okay, Judita, your present, my presence. What about your presence? Your presence, all of our presence. Yeah, and the Facebook group is right there. Should I stay? Olga, vibrate with my vision and let go of expectations, staying in the vibration of that dream and allow it to happen, living my life authentically, surrendering to what I actually want and let it go, enjoying the moment. You guys, this is so beautiful. Jem, if I can be my own safety through anything, that is my manifestation energy. Make sure you're on, all of you are on Zoom, you're on my mailing list, but I'm going to be sending out a gift, the 7 visibility blocks, like clearing the visibility blocks, and one of them is becoming your own safety. I'm going to be sending that out to my list over 7 days, and probably next month it'll go out. But if you're watching on YouTube, just go to veronicacresto.com, grab my free gift there, and then you'll automatically be on my email list. Judy, stop ignoring the debris. Oof, damn. There's a lot of wisdom here. Okay, can you share a little more about the self-mastery program, schedule, etc.? Yes. So the self-mastery program begins, I don't have the exact date in front of me, but it is at the end of September, I believe. And it is a 90-day program. I'm going to share through my newsletter, I'll share more about it. But basically, we go through a very powerful journey of diving into the Diamond Process curriculum. It's basically learning to coach yourself. You're also going to be choosing a very specific goal, something you really want to create. We're going to hold you in the process of going for the thing that you're called to do but are afraid to do. And by the end, there's a whole celebration because it's something very measurable, and we celebrate you in having created that thing. And we hold you, because there's coaching every other Saturday, live with us. And we hold, both Jason and me, we hold you through the beautiful, inevitable debris that comes up, and we sweep it. We sweep it clean. And obviously the community is incredible. And what we have found that's interesting is by the end, oftentimes people realize, whoa, I want to help others. And then if you are called to, then you're eligible to join our coach training program, which then segues straight into the coach training program. Yeah, and we'll share the schedule and all of that on my email list. I'll be sending that out. And if anyone wants that information faster, just email info@veronicacresto.com. Thank you, Risa. That's awesome. Thank you all. You're welcome. And Kim, make the video. Tamiko says you can do it. How about you make one and I will make one? Yes. Childlike joy. And Kim says deal. Okay, so that's a deal. That's awesome. Judita says to know that I can relax into stress-free action, to be present with what is and let it go. Beautiful. All right, my friends, the Diamond Process you'll learn is priceless and life-changing for you. And if you coach others, yay, it's so beautiful to hear. And just to complete here, you want to know something? That process, the Diamond Process, the book I wrote, the coach training, we've been certifying coaches for many years, came out of very dark moments. So I know what I'm about to say is for some of you, if you feel like you're in a dark place in your life and you don't know how you're going to get out of this, please remember that obstacles are not in the way. Okay, my teachers, Ron and Mary Holnick, doctors Ron and Mary Holnick used to always say this: obstacles are not in the way. They are the way. those obstacles I went through birthed an entire body of work. They gave me purpose. They gave me sovereignty. They gave me financial freedom. They gave me impact. They gave me a delicious, beautiful life. So just trust the journey, stay the course, keep breathing, be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, sweep that debris, have fun whenever possible, and enjoy manifesting like a beautiful beam of light that you are. Yes, challenges are gifts. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me live. How fun was this? I think I'm going to do another one because I had a whole download for a workshop that I have to share. It's very exciting. And just sending you all love. Here's the link again, just in case. Probably should have put that in. And for those of you on YouTube, oh my God, sorry that I didn't share that. Yeah, I'll throw it here. I think I can do that. I can't do that. There we go. I actually can. Oh my goodness. I'm going to read all your comments now. Okay. All right, friends. I love you all. And I will see you very, very soon. Enjoy your weekend, being extra good to you, and lots of love. Bye, everyone.